interested in the audit report. Therefore, auditors should remember that the future of all these stakeholders are depending on his audit report. That's why before preparing audit report, he has to keep in mind, or rather you can say he has to exercise proper skill and efficiency for preparation of the audit report. Now, we discussed a lot of things about that there are different parties who are involved into the usage of the audit report and all. The thing is that now question arises how the auditor prepares a report. An auditor has to prepare unbiased, fair report, and that too you can say he should not be carried away. He should not be influenced by any party. He has to prepare an audit report without any fear, because he has to keep in mind number of people who are relying on his just a few statements which are made in the audit report. That means if that means audit report should be like understandable to the layman. A layman or a common person who is relying on the report should be understood by them. Therefore, from time to time, the Companies Act decides a particular format, or you can say generally accepted auditing standards are to be followed by the auditor before he prepares the audit report. That means whether it's a manufacturing unit or an export unit, or whatever kind of, whether it's a service unit or a product unit, they have to prepare, auditor has to prepare audit report in a specified format, so that it looks identical and it is to be understood by the everyone easily. Therefore, the Indian Companies Act 2013 have decided a format wherein the whole report, auditor's report, is to be divided into different parts. Firstly, as we all know, that auditor's report is to be addressed to the shareholders because they are the owners of the company. But it means that whenever auditor reports it should be addressed to the shareholders. But sometimes it may happen that the board of directors are appointing auditor, but still, even though appointing authority is the board of directors, it has to be addressed to the shareholders. Now let us understand the format decided by the Indian Companies Act 2013. Now in that audit report, the audit report is consisting of after addressing the report to the shareholders, the next paragraph has to begin stating that audit report is covering a particular period of time. That is, he has to mention that audit report is based on the assessment, or you can say audit of profit and loss account, balance sheet and cash flow statement for a particular period of time, along with on the basis of observations and the informations collected by him in a company. And then the third paragraph should state the management's responsibility for the financial statement. That is, in the Companies Act 1956, all the responsibility was on the auditor only. But keeping in mind the role played by the management, that is board of directors, to the Indian Companies Act 2013 have fixed now the role of the management also. That is, in the third paragraph, the auditor has to state the management responsibility clearly. Now, what is there in the management's responsibility? In this paragraph, he has to state that board of directors, that is management, is responsible for the preparation of the accounts and the policies and the procedures followed by them. Even auditor has to disclose the particular policies at a particular point of time. So in this paragraph, that is under the management's responsibility, auditor makes it very clearly that whether the auditor has found management responsible or not in the preparation and presentation of the accounts or not. The third paragraph is about the auditor's responsibility. Generally, for preparation of the audit report, the auditor is responsible, but in the Indian Companies Act 2013 format, auditor is made specifically responsible for whatever he is writing in the audit report. After that, he has to, that is, auditor has to express his opinion. He has to mention that while auditing the books of accounts, he had observed, he had come across certain things, whether it is legal matter or the financial matters. He has to express his opinion there, that these are the opinions which he has framed after going through the accounts of the company. So he has to clearly express his opinions on that. Now, that is not only like opinion he will be giving specifically on the profit and loss account. Now, what kind of opinion he would give under this? He would state that the profit and loss account gives true and fair view or not, whether the balance sheet is prepared according to the standard norms or not, and whether it also discloses true and fair view of the company or not, whether the cash flow statement is prepared according to the specific standard or not. So he has to give his opinion there and there only. Now, after expressing his opinion, auditor has to emphasize on the matters which he feels that he has to, because generally this part that is emphasized on the matters is very very important, and wherever he comes across certain points, he has to make it very clear. Now at the end, auditor has to sign, and he has to put the date on which the auditor is submitting the report. Because if he is and before signing the report, we have to make it sure that audit report has to be signed. Rubber stamp, or you can say rubber stamp is not allowed. Stamp is not allowed, because it may be put by, or it can be used by anyone. Therefore, auditor personally has to sign, and below that he has to mention his name, and if it's a partnership company, then he has to mention the associates or its a partnership firm's name also. And after that, he has to put the date also, because if the date is must, because if he is not writing the date, and if something happens after preparation of the audit report, and if he is held responsible, he can't defend himself. That therefore date is very very crucial while completion of the audit report, so that he can safeguard himself that whatever observations he has written in the audit report were up till that time, and later on he should not be made responsible. Now, we will be discussing we had discussed in detail the audit reports format, how the auditor should write or present his contents after completion of the audit. But auditor, it is not that all the time auditors are preparing what you can say clean report, or you can say a positive report. Sometime it may happen that auditor is not satisfying himself with the preparation of the accounts or with the explanation which he has received. Therefore, auditor can prepare an audit report of different kinds. So generally we can say there are two types of the audit report. One is a clean report, and second one is a qualified report. Now, what do we mean by clean report? See, clean report in itself suggested that this is a report which is prepared by the auditor, wherein he doesn't find or he doesn't disclose anywhere defects found during the procedure of the audit. That means whatever accounts are prepared by the company are up to mark. I have prepared accounts as per generally accepted accounting principles. Company had done valuations very well, and company had disclosed its policies very well. Therefore, a clear report is a credit, it's a prestige to the company. Therefore, all the companies are very much interested in getting the clean audit report. But again, to get this report, auditor directors has to work very hard, and they have to fulfill the compliances of the Companies Act. Then only auditor can give a clean report. Second type of report is a qualified report. Qualified report is a report wherein auditor gives some remark, some negative feedback about the company. That means it contains some defects or some negative observations made by the auditor. That means, in other words, we can say if a company's financial statements, that is profit and loss account, balance sheet, and cash flow statement, are not disclosing true and fair view of the company, then auditor has to give the qualified report. That means a qualified report is a stigma. It's a, what you can say, it's a negative. It creates a bad impression about the company, and it may happen that if the company has received a negative report, or you can say qualified report, the company's prices of its stock may come down also. So that is how clear qualified report is very, very harmful to the company. But under what circumstances an auditor is forced to give a qualified report? For example, if a company do not value its assets and liabilities properly, assets are shown at a higher value or lower value, it is harmful. Both the sides are harmful. If a company do not follow the accounting rules and regulations, then also a company is liable to get the negative report, that is qualified report. If a company fails to value its closing stock with the proper method, then also a company may get a qualified report. Not only that, if that is not only sufficient, if auditor has asked for explanations and informations and that were not supplied by the directors or the officials of the company, then also auditor can give a qualified report. If a auditor is stopped from visiting the branch of a company, then also auditor can give a qualified report. Not only that, if the auditor is stopped from taking physical valuation of the stock, then also auditor can give a qualified report. Therefore, all this keeping in mind all these points, auditor may prepare negative report, that is qualified report. Now, as soon as the directors come to know that they are going to get a qualified report, they may pressurize auditor to give a clean report. But a auditor should not be carried away, he should not be influenced by anyone, and he must do his duty without any fear, and he has to prepare or submit the qualified report. After that, the auditor's report is very, very useful. Audit report is a summary of audit work carried out by the auditor. But along with this, so audit report, you can say, is a general certificate given by the auditor about the functioning or the activities of the company. But sometime auditor is demanded by the client or the third party audit certificate. So audit certificate is nothing but what? Audit certificate is a written statement made by auditor having authority to make it. It's a guarantee of the things to which it relates. Audit certificate, if an auditor is required to give a certificate in certain conditions or on certain occasion, it's a guarantee that whatever I have written in my certificate, it is true and it is not deviating. So it's a guarantee that whatever is written in the certificate is true, it is correct, and it is, what you can say, examined by auditor himself. So you can say audit certificate is a written confirmation of the accuracy of the facts stated therein and doesn't involve any estimate or opinion. So it is based on the documentary evidences. So we can say that audit report is a nothing but his opinion or the estimates made by the auditor. But audit certificate is a guarantee that whatever is there in the audit certificate is true and it is based on the evidences available to him. Audit certificate, question is that what kind of audit certificates can be demanded by the third party or by the client. Audit certificate is required. Regarding audit certificate can be issued by the auditor for issuing the prospectus for the company. Audit certificate can be produced or can be prepared by the auditor at the time of liquidation of the company, and even audit certificate can be issued by the auditor for the confirmation of the export. Now let us make sure that for preparation of the audit report there is a specific format issued by the Generally Accepted Accounting Standard and Companies Act 2013. Similarly, for audit certificate as such, there is no format. The audit certificate can be prepared as per the requirement of the client, and whatever information auditor would like to include in the certificate, he can do so. Let us understand one specimen of an audit certificate. Audit certificate may start. It has to have use a word called certify. See, for example, a company or the client is desiring of getting a certificate of export. Now, certificate of export is required to get the license from the government. So, if a company wants to have a license from the government for the export purpose, they can ask the auditor to issue a certificate. In that, what can be stated, what can be included? So it can go like this: we hereby state that the particulars regarding exports are correct and complete. For this, we had verified and vouched the following: bank's certificate, invoices guaranteed by the bank, shipping bills certified by the customs authorities, and other documents. And even audit certificates need to be signed by the auditor personally, and he should not forget to put the date also on the audit certificate, because audit certificate is made by the auditor at the end after verifying vouchers and the other documents, so that he needs to specify the date also, so that after on if the things changes, he can defend himself that the certificate was issued by him at the available with the help of available information up to particular date. Now we will discuss the distinction between audit report and audit certificate. We had discussed up till now that audit report is very, very useful, and many parties are relying on the audit report